Have you ever wondered why your mood suddenly shifts without warning, turning a good day into confusion, anxiety, or unexpected sadness without any clear external reason? What if I told you that your emotions are not just reactions, but carefully orchestrated chemical signals controlled by invisible messengers constantly working inside your body? These messengers are called hormones, and they silently influence how you feel, react, connect, and even how you perceive the world around you every single day. From sudden bursts of happiness to unexplained anger, hormones act like hidden directors behind the scenes, shaping emotional experiences in ways most people never fully understand. Imagine your brain as a control center and hormones as messages being delivered, telling your body whether to feel calm, excited, stressed, or emotionally overwhelmed. Every time your heart races before an important moment, or you feel butterflies in your stomach, hormones are already at work guiding that emotional response. The fascinating part is that these chemical messengers do not act randomly, but respond to internal changes, external triggers, and even your thoughts and memories. This means your emotions are deeply connected to biology, not just personality or situation, making your feelings more complex and meaningful than they appear. Many people blame themselves for mood swings, but often the real cause lies in hormonal shifts happening beneath the surface without conscious awareness. Understanding this connection can completely change how you see yourself, helping you replace self-judgment with awareness and emotional intelligence. Hormones like serotonin, dopamine, cortisol, and oxytocin each play unique roles in shaping how you feel throughout different moments of your life. These hormones do not work alone, but interact like a network, constantly influencing each other to maintain balance or sometimes create emotional chaos. When this balance is disrupted, even slightly, your emotional state can shift dramatically, leading to stress, irritability, or even deep emotional lows. Think of hormones as volume controls for your emotions, turning certain feelings up while lowering others depending on what your body needs at that moment. This is why the same situation can feel manageable one day and overwhelming the next, even if nothing externally has changed. Your body is always trying to protect you, and hormones are part of that system, preparing you to respond to challenges, danger, or opportunities. However, in modern life, this system can become confused, reacting to everyday stress as if it were a life-threatening situation. This leads to emotional responses that feel intense, sudden, and sometimes completely out of proportion to what is actually happening. The more you understand how hormones influence emotions, the more control you can gain over how you respond to those feelings. Instead of feeling controlled by your emotions, you begin to recognize patterns and signals that reveal what your body is trying to communicate. For example, stress hormones can make small problems feel much bigger, amplifying fear and making it harder to think clearly or make rational decisions. On the other hand, feel-good hormones can boost motivation, increase confidence, and help you feel connected to others in a powerful and meaningful way. This constant chemical communication shapes not just your mood, but also your behavior, relationships, and long-term mental well-being. It explains why emotional experiences are so personal even when people are facing similar situations in life. What feels overwhelming to one person might feel manageable to another, depending on how their hormonal system is responding at that moment. This is where things become even more interesting, because your lifestyle choices can directly influence your hormonal balance and emotional state. Sleep, diet, physical activity, and even social interactions all play a major role in how your hormones function throughout the day. When these factors are out of balance, your hormones can become dysregulated, leading to emotional instability and increased stress levels. Many people try to fix their emotions without realizing they may need to support their hormonal health first. This misunderstanding often leads to frustration, as people feel stuck in emotional cycles they cannot seem to break. But the truth is, your emotions are not random, and they are not working against you. even when they feel overwhelming or difficult to handle. They are signals, messages sent by your body to draw attention to something that needs care, adjustment, or deeper understanding. Learning to listen to these signals can transform the way you experience emotions, turning confusion into clarity and struggle into awareness. Instead of suppressing feelings, you begin to explore their root causes, many of which are deeply connected to hormonal activity. What if your happiness, stress, love, and motivation were not just emotional experiences, but the direct result of specific hormones rising and falling inside your body every moment? Each hormone plays a unique role, acting like a specialized messenger that influences how you think, feel, and respond to the world around you. Understanding these hormones is like discovering the control panel of your emotions, giving you insight into why you feel the way you do. Let's begin with one of the most talked about hormones, serotonin, often called the mood stabilizer that helps regulate happiness, calmness, and emotional balance. When serotonin levels are stable, you feel more at ease, focused, and emotionally grounded, even during challenging or stressful situations in daily life. But when serotonin drops, you may experience sadness, irritability, or even feelings of emptiness that seem difficult to explain or control. This is why maintaining healthy habits like proper sleep, sunlight exposure, and balanced nutrition can significantly impact your emotional well-being. Next comes dopamine, the hormone associated with reward, pleasure, and motivation, often released when you achieve something or anticipate success. Dopamine is what drives you to pursue goals, take action, and feel satisfaction when you accomplish tasks, both big and small. However, too much reliance on quick dopamine boosts, like social media or instant gratification, can reduce long-term motivation and emotional stability. This creates a cycle where you constantly seek short-term pleasure, but struggle to feel deeply satisfied or fulfilled over time. Then there is cortisol, commonly known as the stress hormone, which prepares your body to respond to pressure, danger, or demanding situations. In small amounts, cortisol is helpful, keeping you alert, focused, and ready to handle challenges effectively and efficiently. But when cortisol levels remain high for too long, it can lead to anxiety, burnout, emotional exhaustion, and even physical health problems. This is why chronic stress feels so overwhelming, because your body is constantly in a state of high alert without proper recovery. Another powerful hormone is oxytocin, often called the love hormone, which plays a key role in bonding, trust, and emotional connection with others. Oxytocin is released during physical touch, meaningful conversations, and moments of genuine connection, strengthening relationships and emotional security. It helps you feel safe, valued, and understood, which is essential for emotional well-being and mental health stability. Without enough oxytocin, people may feel disconnected, lonely, or emotionally distant even when surrounded by others. Then we have adrenaline, a hormone that fuels excitement, urgency, and the fight-or-flight response during intense or high-pressure situations. Adrenaline can make your heart race, increase your energy, and sharpen your focus in moments that require immediate action or quick decisions. While it can be thrilling in short bursts, too much adrenaline can leave you feeling restless, anxious, or constantly on edge. These hormones do not work in isolation, but constantly interact with each other, creating a dynamic system that shapes your emotional experiences. For example, high cortisol levels can suppress serotonin, making it harder to feel calm and balanced during stressful periods. Similarly, low dopamine levels can reduce motivation, making even simple tasks feel overwhelming or uninteresting. This interconnected system explains why emotional imbalances often feel complex and difficult to pinpoint to a single cause. It also shows why improving one area of your life can positively impact multiple emotional and mental states at once. For instance, regular exercise can boost dopamine, reduce cortisol, and improve serotonin levels all at the same time. This creates a powerful ripple effect, improving mood, increasing energy, and enhancing overall emotional resilience. Sleep is another critical factor, as poor sleep can disrupt nearly every hormone involved in emotional regulation and mental clarity. Even one night of inadequate sleep can increase irritability, reduce focus, and make emotional reactions more intense and harder to control. Nutrition also plays a key role, as your body needs specific nutrients to produce and regulate these essential hormones effectively. A diet lacking in balance can lead to hormonal imbalances that directly affect your mood, energy levels, and emotional stability. Social interaction is equally important, as meaningful connections can boost oxytocin and reduce stress-related hormones naturally. This is why spending time with supportive people can instantly make you feel calmer, happier, and more emotionally secure. On the other hand, isolation or toxic relationships can disrupt hormonal balance and negatively impact emotional well-being. Your daily habits are constantly shaping your hormonal balance and emotional state in ways you might not even realize. What if the real reason behind your stress, mood swings, and emotional exhaustion is not your circumstances, but the small daily habits quietly disrupting your hormonal balance? Most people focus on big life events when trying to understand their emotions, but often overlook the powerful impact of everyday routines on hormonal health. Your morning habits, sleep patterns, screen time, and even how you eat can directly influence how your hormones function throughout the entire day. Let's start with sleep, one of the most critical yet commonly ignored factors affecting both hormones and emotional stability in modern lifestyles. When you do not get enough quality sleep, your body produces more cortisol, increasing stress levels and making you feel anxious or emotionally overwhelmed. At the same time, lack of sleep reduces serotonin and dopamine, making it harder to feel happy, motivated, or mentally clear during daily activities. This creates a cycle where poor sleep leads to emotional imbalance, and emotional stress makes it even harder to sleep properly at night. Now consider screen time, especially late at night, which exposes your brain to artificial light that interferes with your natural sleep hormones. This disruption confuses your body's internal clock, delaying sleep and reducing the quality of rest your brain and body desperately need. As a result, you wake up feeling tired, irritable, and less emotionally resilient, even before your day has properly begun. Another major factor is diet, particularly the overconsumption of processed foods, sugar, and irregular eating patterns that affect hormone production. When your body lacks essential nutrients, it struggles to produce key hormones like serotonin and dopamine effectively. This can lead to low energy, poor mood, and a constant feeling of dissatisfaction or emotional instability throughout the day. Skipping meals or eating inconsistently can also cause blood sugar fluctuations, which directly impact your mood and emotional responses. These fluctuations can make you feel calm one moment and suddenly irritable or anxious the next without any obvious external trigger. Physical inactivity is another hidden disruptor, as a lack of movement reduces the natural production of mood-enhancing hormones. Regular exercise helps regulate cortisol, boost dopamine, and improve serotonin levels, all of which contribute to emotional balance and well-being. Without it, your body may remain in a state of stress, making it harder to relax, focus, or feel emotionally stable. Social habits also play a powerful role, especially in a world where digital interaction often replaces real human connection. When meaningful social interaction is limited, oxytocin levels can drop, leading to feelings of loneliness and emotional disconnection. Even if you are constantly online, a lack of genuine connection can leave you feeling emotionally unfulfilled and mentally drained. Stress management is another area where daily habits make a huge difference in hormonal balance and emotional health. Many people experience constant low-level stress without realizing how it keeps cortisol levels elevated throughout the day. This ongoing stress response prevents your body from returning to a calm state, leading to chronic emotional tension and fatigue. Over time, this can affect not only your mood, but also your physical health, energy levels, and overall quality of life. Caffeine consumption is another factor that can silently influence your hormones, especially when consumed in high amounts or at the wrong times. While caffeine can boost alertness temporarily, it can also increase cortisol and disrupt sleep if not managed carefully. This creates a dependency where you rely on caffeine for energy, while unknowingly worsening the underlying hormonal imbalance. Even your thoughts and mental habits can influence your hormones, as negative thinking patterns can trigger stress responses in your body. When you constantly worry, overthink, or focus on problems, your body reacts as if you are facing a real threat. This leads to increased cortisol levels, reinforcing feelings of anxiety and emotional discomfort over time. On the other hand, positive and mindful thinking can help reduce stress hormones and promote emotional stability. This shows that your mind and body are deeply connected, constantly influencing each other in ways you may not always notice. Your environment also matters, including noise, clutter, and overall lifestyle structure, which can either support or disrupt your hormonal balance. A chaotic environment can increase stress levels, while a calm and organized space can promote relaxation and emotional clarity. The modern lifestyle, filled with constant stimulation and pressure, often pushes your hormonal system beyond its natural limits. This leads to emotional responses that feel overwhelming, even when the actual situation may not be as intense. What if you could naturally influence your emotions by making simple changes that bring your hormones back into balance without relying on complicated methods or overwhelming lifestyle transformations? The truth is, your body already knows how to regulate itself, but it needs the right conditions and consistent support to function at its best. Instead of fighting your emotions, the goal is to support the hormonal system that shapes them, allowing balance to happen more naturally over time. Let's begin with one of the most powerful tools available to you: improving your sleep quality to restore hormonal balance and emotional stability. Going to bed and waking up at consistent times helps regulate your internal clock, making it easier for your body to produce the right hormones at the right time. Reducing screen exposure before bedtime allows your brain to release sleep-supporting hormones, improving both the quality and depth of your rest. A well-rested body produces less cortisol and more serotonin, helping you feel calmer, happier, and more emotionally balanced throughout the day. Next comes movement, not just intense workouts, but consistent physical activity that supports healthy hormone production and emotional well-being. Even simple activities like walking, stretching, or light exercise can boost dopamine and reduce stress hormones effectively. The key is consistency, as regular movement trains your body to maintain a healthier hormonal rhythm over time. Nutrition is another essential pillar, providing the building blocks your body needs to produce and regulate hormones efficiently. Eating balanced meals with proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates supports stable energy levels and emotional control. Avoiding excessive sugar and processed foods helps prevent sudden spikes and crashes that can disrupt your mood and hormonal balance. Hydration also plays a role, as even mild dehydration can affect your energy, focus, and overall emotional state. Drinking enough water throughout the day supports your body's natural processes, including hormone regulation and mental clarity. Stress management is equally important, as chronic stress is one of the biggest disruptors of hormonal balance and emotional health. Practicing mindfulness, deep breathing, or meditation can help lower cortisol levels and bring your body back to a calm state. These practices do not need to be complicated, as even a few minutes of focused breathing can make a noticeable difference. Another powerful strategy is building meaningful social connections that increase oxytocin and promote emotional security. Spending time with people who support and understand you can naturally reduce stress and improve your overall mood. Physical touch, such as a handshake, hug, or simple human connection, can have a surprisingly strong impact on emotional well-being. Creating a structured daily routine also helps your body predict and regulate hormonal activity more effectively. When your day has a sense of rhythm, your hormones can align with that structure, leading to more stable energy and emotions. Exposure to natural sunlight is another simple yet powerful way to support hormone balance, especially in regulating your sleep-wake cycle. Morning sunlight helps signal your body to wake up and sets the tone for better sleep later in the night. Limiting excessive caffeine intake can also prevent unnecessary spikes in cortisol and reduce feelings of anxiety or restlessness. Instead of relying heavily on stimulants, focus on natural energy sources like proper rest, nutrition, and physical activity. Managing your thoughts is equally important, as your mindset directly influences your hormonal responses and emotional experiences. Practicing gratitude, positive thinking, and self-awareness can help shift your body away from stress responses toward a more balanced state. This does not mean ignoring problems, but approaching them with a calmer and more controlled perspective. Taking regular breaks during the day allows your body to reset and prevents continuous stress from building up over time. Even short moments of rest can reduce mental fatigue and support better hormonal balance throughout the day. Reducing information overload, especially from social media, can help prevent unnecessary emotional triggers and stress responses. Constant exposure to negative or overwhelming content can increase anxiety and disrupt your emotional stability. Creating boundaries around your digital consumption helps protect your mental space and hormonal health. Listening to your body is one of the most important skills you can develop when it comes to emotional well-being. When you feel tired, stressed, or overwhelmed, it is often a signal that your hormones need support and balance. Ignoring these signals can lead to deeper imbalances, while responding to them can restore emotional stability more quickly. Building these habits does. What if the key to mastering your emotions was never about control, but about understanding the powerful hormonal system quietly shaping every feeling, reaction, and decision in your life? Throughout this journey, you have discovered that your emotions are not random, but deeply connected to biological processes designed to guide and protect you. This understanding shifts your perspective, helping you move from frustration and confusion toward clarity, awareness, and emotional intelligence in everyday life. Instead of asking why you feel a certain way, you begin to explore what your body is trying to communicate through those emotions. This simple shift can transform your relationship with your feelings, turning them from obstacles into valuable sources of insight and guidance. You start to recognize patterns, noticing how sleep, stress, diet, and daily habits influence your hormonal balance and emotional state. These patterns reveal that your emotional experiences are often predictable when you understand the underlying biological triggers. This awareness gives you power, allowing you to take proactive steps rather than reacting impulsively to emotional changes. You no longer feel controlled by sudden mood swings, because you can identify the causes and respond more effectively. This does not mean eliminating emotions, but learning how to navigate them with confidence and balance. Emotional mastery is not about suppression, but about alignment, working with your body instead of against it. As your hormones become more balanced, your emotional responses begin to reflect reality more accurately rather than being exaggerated or distorted. This leads to better decision-making, as you are able to think more clearly without being overwhelmed by intense emotional reactions. Your relationships also improve because you understand not only your own emotions, but also the possible hormonal influences on others. This creates more empathy, patience, and stronger connections in both personal and professional interactions. You begin to respond to challenges with calmness instead of panic, and with clarity instead of confusion or frustration. Over time, this builds resilience, allowing you to handle stress without losing emotional stability. You start to feel more in control of your life, not because problems disappear, but because your response to them becomes stronger and more balanced. This is where true emotional intelligence develops, combining awareness, understanding, and practical action. It becomes easier to maintain motivation because your dopamine system is supported through healthy habits and meaningful goals. Happiness feels more consistent as serotonin levels stabilize through proper lifestyle choices and self-care practices. Stress becomes manageable because cortisol is no longer constantly elevated due to poor habits or unmanaged pressure. Connection becomes deeper as oxytocin increases through genuine relationships and meaningful interactions with others. These changes do not happen overnight, but they build gradually through consistent effort and awareness. The key is to stay patient and committed to supporting your body rather than expecting instant results. Every positive habit you build strengthens your hormonal system and improves your emotional well-being over time. Even small improvements can create a noticeable difference in how you feel and respond to daily situations. This journey is not about perfection, but about progress and understanding your body's natural processes. The more you learn, the more you realize that your emotions are not something to fear, but something to understand. This understanding brings confidence, helping you face life with a clearer and more balanced mindset. You begin to trust yourself more, knowing that your body is working to support you, not against you. This trust reduces anxiety and helps you feel more grounded, even during uncertain or challenging times. You also become more aware of what disrupts your balance, allowing you to make better choices in your daily life. This includes how you manage stress, how you spend your time, and how you take care of your physical and mental health. Over time, these choices shape a lifestyle that naturally supports emotional stability and overall well-being. You move from reacting to life toward designing a life that aligns with your emotional and biological needs. This is where real transformation happens, not through force, but through understanding and consistent action. The connection between hormones and emotions becomes a tool, something you can use to improve your quality of life. It helps you navigate challenges, build stronger relationships, and create a more fulfilling and balanced daily experience. You begin to see emotions as signals, guiding you toward better decisions and healthier habits. This perspective removes the fear and confusion that often comes with intense emotions.